if Liverpool pull this deal off, it changes everything. I've said that 3 or 4 times, and I'm going to say it again. If Liverpool pull off this deal, the title race changes, Liverpool's future changes. They have their Mohamed Salah replacement. And again, I know that the low IQ trolls will say they play different positions. How can they be a replacement? What Liverpool have to do is replace Mo Salah in the aggregate. They cannot replace Mo Salah like for like. Who is there in the world? They're probably not. You've got Saka potentially, Yamal. And I'm talking players with the ability to get big output and to be consistent. They're the only 2 right wingers. Now, you guys may think of some other ones in the comment section below, which is great, that can come in and do that. But you are not going to replace Mohamed Salah like for like, in my personal opinion. Absolutely impossible in each and every single way. So that's why rivals are angry, because what we can see, I'm annoyed about it. I'm frustrated. I want Newcastle to stand firm. I want Newcastle to not get Šeško for personal reasons and to go, we're not selling him. It isn't happening. There is no way. This is an impossibility. Not on your Nelly. He's staying at our club. Please, Newcastle, do it. But I think all of us know, in the reality of this situation, you only have to look at the comment from Ben Jacob, and I'll read that to anybody that didn't read it earlier. Formal offer made by Richard Hughes. Liverpool bid a clear indication of optimism despite the rejection. My advice to any rival watching this is do not get suckered in because of the rejection. Do not get suckered in by the PR that states Alexander Isak will not be allowed to go. And I'll tell you why you shouldn't be sucked into this PR and why you can cope all you want. You can throw spaghetti as much as you want and hope some of it sticks. But nearly everything we've been told about Alexander Isak staying thus far has not been true. The initial links back in April, they're not real, Terry. This is paper talk. Liverpool aren't touching base. The player wants to stay. Look, read this comment, Terry. The player loves the club. Eddie Howe said at the end of the season, he couldn't guarantee players would stay. Don't misquote him, Terry. You're taking him out of context. He's just protecting himself. It means nothing. What if Alexander Isak tries to force a move? Terry, you know nothing about Newcastle. You know nothing about Alexander Isak. How dare you? How dare you? You put a smudge, against his character. This man is honorable. He's beautiful. He's amazing. He's loyal. He's honest. He would never look to force a move. That isn't going to happen. You can't turn his head, Terry. It says here Newcastle might sell him at the right price. It doesn't matter, Terry, that Newcastle have set a figure they would sell him for. He's not for sale. Well, why are you setting a figure to sell a player if they're not for sale? Well, why are you asking me questions that I don't have answers for? You're just a mug. And I've seen this all summer and so on and so forth. You're protecting him from the media at a game that the media was not at. It wasn't even on television. For not playing a preseason game. Does that sound like he might be leaving to you? No, Terry, you're chatting nonsense. Why is he training by himself? Oh, Terry, read the room. He's got an injury. Then why is he training with Real Sociedad? Terry, that's all fake news. You are fake news. I can't do the accent, but you get what I'm saying? This has been the whole summer. So now, after all of those lies and after all of that bullshit and after all of that crap, why would any of you believe that Newcastle's stance that if they don't get a new striker is so firm they will not sell him and he's still not for sale? I'll believe it 10%. There's a 10% chance it happens. But we have to look at the overarching story from April through till now. People like myself consistently attacked, berated, even been sent threats of violence against me. I did share my work address. None of them turned up. But let's read the room and let's be honest. Let's get you guys are still in the first stages of the denial curve. Get over it. Isak will be a Liverpool player. Liverpool optimistic. The players pushing for the move. Newcastle are stalling. They are trying to find a replacement. They will find one. Whether it's Šeško, whether it is Watkins, Mateta, my guess, right? I've got a sneaky feeling it could end up being Nico Jackson. I believe with the cash they'll get from the Isak deal, they will go back to Brentford and get Wissa, and Newcastle will be happy. They won't be happy they've lost Isak, but they'll be happy with their replacements. They'll be excited about their replacements. So my message to any rival of Liverpool's that's getting giddy, any Newcastle fan who thinks, wow, my club's so strong, we said no. This is just the beginning of the official conversations. A new bid is expected. Confidence is there. Until I see an Ornstein, until I see a Ben Jacobs, until I see a Fabrizio, and probably all three at the same time, coupled with a bit of a Craig Hope, a dash, that or a Paul Joyce more so, not Craig Hope, a Paul Joyce or a James Pearce say Liverpool have pulled away, Liverpool will not be going back. Until I see that, I'm not going to labor under any illusions that this is it. It's done. He's staying at Newcastle. One, the pain would hurt too much in reverse the other way as a Manchester United fan. And two, it's just not the reality of the situation as we know it right now. So let's drop the BS. Let's drop the cap. Let's drop the nonsense. Okay. This is, in my opinion, 90% of the way done. A bit of structural work, maybe a slight increase on the bid, and Newcastle will cave. Newcastle will allow this deal to go through. What they will then do is take that money and they will invest it into two really good attackers. I think Wissa will be one of them. I think he's excellent. He only scored 3 goals less last year than Isak, by the way, and I think he can do that in this very good Newcastle team. They will then go for another striker. Nico Jackson right now is the one I'm thinking of because he's a little bit more versatile than a Watkins or a Mateta. But maybe with Wissa, he's versatile as well, so maybe they do go for a number 9. It's a really good shout, but that's what they're going to go on and do. From a Liverpool standpoint, they're about to complete, in my opinion, the greatest summer transfer window in the history of the Premier League. Frimpong and Kirk. The fact that they're signing Frimpong and Kirkes, and they are the worst or the least quality deals. Even their floor is most clubs' ceilings in terms of this summer's quality. They are both fantastic. You then have Hugo Ekitike, one of the best young and up-and-coming strikers in the world that everybody rated before he went Liverpool. Let us not change our tunes now and become liars. They've got Florian Wirtz, and it is Wirtz. The Germans keep telling us it's Wirtz, not Wirtz. So Wirtz, who again, it doesn't matter whether you watch with your eyes. It doesn't matter if you're a stat merchant, an eye test merchant, or you're a normal football fan who lives in the middle of those two things. Wirtz is just top. He is absolutely brilliant. And now they are, in my opinion, 90% of the way in to a deal for the best available striker in the world. Not the best striker in the world, but the best available striker in the world. They couldn't sign Mbappe. They couldn't sign Erling Haaland. Man United won't sell them Rasmus Højlund. Little light-hearted bit there for you. They're going to get it done. And that last line from Ben Jacobs, massive. The clear indication of optimism. I've covered Liverpool for a decade. When Liverpool feel they're not going to get a player, they pull away early. They get their press out there. They shut the story down, and they make it sound that they literally they break it down, and they almost make it sound like there was never any interest from themselves. And until I see that on this deal, I am not going to believe it. Now, Craig Hope's also updated on this, and Craig Hope has said that Newcastle reject Liverpool's offer of around 110 million for Isak. So again, Craig Hope and the Newcastle press are saying it was actually below the 120. So a difference there. It says bid falls well short of the 150 valuation. But again, they're standing tall that he's not for sale, but they've got a 150 million pound public valuation pushed out by their media. But we're meant to sit here and believe that he's not for sale. So the deal will only progress if a replacement is lined up. So he is for sale then, but you need a replacement to come in. And let's be honest, they might not get. They might not get Benjamin Šeško, but the next line, this is what I said to you guys about Copin. Since I started talking, the Newcastle press actually have been the most sensible here. Would likely move for Ollie Watkins if given encouragement. And I think Ollie Watkins would join Newcastle. I really do think he would. So for me, I look at this situation, I look at this deal. They're gonna get a replacement. That's all that's gonna delay this. And they might want a bit more of a bid as well. Maybe Liverpool have chanced their arm by doing it a bit earlier. And I get why. Well, listen, we offer 110, 120. They really want to go and get Šeško. If we put that money in their back pocket, they might be able to advance that deal quicker. Maybe this means he's picked Manchester United. Okay, well, they've got to go and find another striker now. Liverpool will be relaxed. Liverpool knew they were never going to get this deal done early in the transfer window. Some transfers just take a long time. There's no harm in that. It doesn't mean you're not serious. It doesn't mean you're not a well-run club. But for me, this deal's 90% done. It's going to happen. It will get over the line. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Make sure you've hit the like button, please, people. Make sure you are subscribing. Make sure that bell notification button is turned on for us as well. But this deal is happening 100%.